It's being labelled as President Jacob Zuma's darkest hour, although it's probably not likely to be because the city of Cape Town has guaranteed him and him alone electricity for the State of the Nation address. This is Tonight. I'm Bruce Whitfield. Tonight I'm joined, and goodness knows me, two men with the same kind of hairstyle. Dumisani Hlophe, who is the Chief Executive at Kunjalo Centre for Development Research, and yep, it's him, just missing, for a preview of the State of the Nation address. Is that lipstick on your head?
Yes, it is. I was at the ANC birthday party and I got kissed by both Lindiwe ministers. So I am the most
Lindiwe Mazibuko and who?
No, Mazibuko is at Harvard. You forgot. That's why they're going to name one of the roads. They're not de Klerk Boulevard. They're going to Mazibuko Boulevard, because at least that might get you to Harvard.
But so you've been kissed on the head. Kissed on the
yes,
upper
I get
lip.
a lot of political action. Either Msholozi looks at me and says, "Hey, puppet, you're a slut."
Hey, were you wearing a T-shirt or not at the party?
A T-shirt? No. Well, I don't know. People do that, don't they? They go to the party event in a party T-shirt. I don't know what's going on. I interviewed Adrian Basson, who was very critical of that whole wearing the ANC T-shirt. I interviewed the Beeld editor, Adrian Basson, in a DA hat, just to make him feel comfortable.
And was he comfortable? Was he happy?
No, he looked like he was quite nervous. He looks like he was quite nervous, but then he works for Media 24, so having another puppet in the room must freak him out.
Oh dear, I've got a lot of explaining to do about that one.
Yes.
So, Dumisani, did you send a suggestion to the President? Because the President, like tips for Trevor and all that sort of stuff, he said, please give me something, a good story to tell in the State of the Nation. Did you bother?
No, look, I think it's about time as a society we put a stop to those fake suggestions. That's my view, because it's not about the speech itself. It's about the plans, the project, the program that the government is going to pursue this year. And if you understand the government planning cycle, they've concluded the plan as early as October last year.
Yeah.
So what is going on now is just the speech. So I would rather have society groupings or individuals that lobby and advocate during the planning process of government and not into the speech itself. So for me, that was just a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Jess, you like publicity stunts. Did you send a note to the President? Did you?
Yes. Well, I think we should congratulate him to some degree. I mean, we mustn't be completely critical. They've got an amazing program. Now, I know you heard about it. There's an amazing program to increase fertility rates in the country. Every day when you get home from work, they turn all the lights off. So all you can do is, "Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Hey.
Who's Whitfield's my daddy?"
Hey, stop. Don't tell everybody. Don't tell everybody.
Because the only people making money out of load shedding are candle makers and condom salespeople.
There we go. Now, just on a serious note, I mean, electricity, but the President's going to have power tomorrow. Do you think the rest of us will be able to watch the speech?
Well, I don't know. I think that load shedding is, the State of the Nation is going to really pull us together, make us get up and move around load shedding, because you have to drive out of your area so you can watch TV.
Dumisani, is the EFF going to come true on its promises, or will they take the divine hand of Ray McCauley, and will they declare peace tomorrow?
I think the EFF has placed itself...
Hey, pay attention. Sorry, don't turn your back on us. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the EFF has painted itself into a very dark corner, because on the one hand, there's this growing society expectations that they are going to do something. But increasingly, there's also the question mark whether is it necessary to do something as drastic as that. Because at some point, for me, it's no longer just about holding the president to account. It's partly, we are, as a society, we are being held hostage to the wars between Jacob Zuma and Julius Malema that throughout in the years of the ANC, while Julius Malema was there, we are being brought in. And ultimately, it's about how the EFF wants to brand itself on matters of national importance. So I think as much as they have branded themselves very strong to say that they will do something drastic, the question is what will be the eventual outcome in terms of their image in society that they want to draw out of this.
Yeah, I mean, Chester, you always engage constructively. You never behave like a puppet in these sorts of cases.
No, I'm very positive. No, I mean, the EFF they're worried they might not be able to wear their overalls, and they're threatening to go naked. I think Kenny's already put in a sushi order, because that's a lot of plates. It's a difficult situation with the EFF. Ray McCauley tried to get the ANC and the EFF to sort of get together and make peace, but that's because they said that the ANC will rule until Jesus returns, and if EFF goes on, that might happen fast, and for Ray McCauley, that means losing his business.
But you know what they've done so far as EFF? I think they've gained a huge publicity mileage. So one can safely
at
say
some
that
point people
they've
want them
gained
to-
something
yeah.
already. Even if they don't do something, I mean, when last did we hear about the DA talking about the state of the nation
Completely.
address?
No, but they went on a march today. They went on a march. They marched through
Well,
their own city. Which, I mean, what are they doing in protest? What are they going to do next? Throw poo at themselves? I don't know what the hell's going on, Dumisani, honestly.
But yet, we got a situation where the president is standing up. The president has got an opportunity to stand up and say, you know what?
Yeah.
Once I'm happy with the figure, I will pay back the money. And he takes the wind out of the sails. Alistair Sparks, very clever guy. I know you don't read him because he's a bit too intellectual for you,
His
Chester.
name's Spark, and you never know when he's going to run out.
But he's basically saying the only way to detract from the EFF and really make them look silly in Parliament is to stand up with some kind of confession. In the
True.
first
I
10
think the
seconds.
unstrategic thing that President Zuma did last year was to withdraw from engagement on the matter.
Mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, check how much leverage he got when he hosted a group of editors recently, to have a bit of sausages. I mean, the publicity that he got was largely positive. So, but then President Zuma is not the type that leads from the front. He operates within a collective, and a few people come up like Jeff Khatebe, Mark Mara, and then they speak on it. But in this case, when it comes to Parliament, he has to lead from the front. He has to answer questions. He can't even depend on Cyril Ramaphosa, his deputy. And that way the challenge becomes, had he adopted over the last few months, the coming out addressing this issue openly as he has done. Whatever he says, whether we agree with him, he would have taken the bite extensively out of the EFF.
Is he going to do that, Chester? Or is
What,
he going to
payback?
deny?
Well, I mean, the EFF's destroying its brand because now they sound like they work at the Mr. Price call center, don't they? Pay back the money! Pay back the money! So I don't know if he's going to try pay back in installments. I think Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa has been avoiding WhatsApp messages from the president all week. Please, Baba, please go and talk to them because they're scary. But I don't know if he will. I don't know if he's going to. I mean, you're dealing with a guy. You're dealing with a guy that got off rape charges. He got off, let his buddies land at an Air Force base. He bought 250 million, 700 charges. I mean, the only way we're going to bring Jacob Zuma down is if he forgets to pay his TV license.
Because that's the only way you're going to get him down. Like Al Capone, he had a similar problem, I think. So give me a sense here, Dumisani. What comes out in the State of the Nation address tomorrow? Does the president have a good story to tell? There are some good stories, but they get overshadowed by the big negatives.
Yeah.
Does he have a good story to tell? Probably yes, but it has drowned. You can wear very well, but if you are drowning in the sea, then your dress code becomes immaterial.
Fire pool. In the sea, fire pool.
So look, in one sentence, I think this is going to be a crisis State of the Nation address.
Okay, it's a crisis State of the Nation address. Will he acknowledge the crisis?
Look, as a leader, he should. He should. Look, for me, this is how I sum it up. I think as a society, we know the state of the nation. What society wants is the state of the progress in terms of rectifying the challenges of the society. So that's his biggest challenge. He must go out there. In fact, does not even have to state the challenges that we have. I think in this information age, people know what's going on. Number two, even the poor who do not necessarily have access to the internet and all of that, they feel the poverty, the inequality, and the unemployment. So they are feeling and they are living the state of the nation themselves. So I think what he needs to come out and say is that this is what we're going to do as a government. But here's the biggest thing. The biggest thing I think in this country is the incapacity of the bureaucracy. I think in most cases, if you listen to political speeches, they mean very well. But this thing gets drowned out in a bureaucracy which believes in just being routine, routine, and I think, they don't say, I don't get a sense of agency in our bureaucracy in this country. And that's partly what fails Zuma and his political colleagues.
You can make all the promises you like, can't you, Chester? But if you can't deliver on the promises, well, then you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, then you look like you are lying. It should be Sinamanga State of the Nation. I don't know what that. I'm just worried that President Zuma doesn't do a Mugabe and trip on that
no.
red carpet. I mean,
We don't want that.
because once you go Zuma falls, it's one step further to Zuma showers, and then we're all in the poop.
What do you want to see in the State of the Nation, Chester?
Oh, I want to see him deal with the ESCOM situation. I mean, you know, stage 1 is a few load sheds, stage 2 is more than a few, stage 3 is like 2 a day, stage 4 is a blackout, and stage 5 is when Kandla loses its lights.
Yeah, no,
so
we don't want that.
you know, he needs to deal with an energy policy, and he needs to deal with education and jobs, and explain, is Tuli Madonsela really, like, do we need her anymore? I mean, we don't listen to her. Should we change her? Is she the public protector or is she the public suggester?
Dumisani, does it make the slightest bit of difference what the president says tomorrow?
Does it make difference
Anything.
what he says
Does he-
tomorrow?
And until we get some sort of clarity on his real attitude towards Nkandla, does anything else matter?
Look, no, I wouldn't reduce everything to Nkandla. For me, Nkandla is important.
Sorry, man, Dumisani, this guy, I don't know how he has his job still. I really. White bias going on in Kandla. I mean, really.
I'm thinking of going there for my Valentine's weekend.
That's a good idea. Nobody
Yeah.
else will be there.
Yeah,
They're all going to be in Cape Town. And it'll have electricity. It'll be great.
Look, for me, the Nkandla issue is only important to the extent that politicians, wherever they are at level of society, are accountable.
Are we as South Africans falling for the red herring of Nkandla and allowing government service delivery and all of the really important stuff to
Yeah.
fall by the wayside?
Look, yeah, but the question is who is to blame? Because I mean, if you check the relationship between political leadership and state performance, they will tell you that the main driver is political leadership. So Nkandla did not just happen overnight by itself. Someone in a position of leadership should have identified this thing and said, okay, not in my name, we are going to stop this thing. So that has not happened. So the reason why we are discussing Nkandla is because someone did not do that in a position, you know, of a leadership. But I think what he needs to say tomorrow is to say that he's going to get his bureaucracy to double its performance.
No, not double the size of the bureaucracy. Just
No,
because he's
the
already done
perform-
that.
No, they're doing that, one buffet at a time.
Now, listen, Chester, is Julius going to join the ANC again? Is he going to be let back into the fold?
I
Is he
actually
in the
asked, no,
negotiation?
I actually asked Godrish Gadi that for our late night news show, he's Secretary General of the ANC, will Julius go back like the prodigal slut that he is? And, you know,
Son.
I don't think so. He's very committed to this red beret situation. And besides, if he goes back, he'd have to give up that golf that they got him.
No, absolutely right.
And
So,
his beret.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Chester, nice
Viva,
to see you.
viva,
Dumisani, nice
thanks,
to see you as well.
Whitfield.
I love the way you guys have matched hairstyles. It's absolutely fabulous. Dumisani Hlophe.
At
who is
least
the
we
chief
have hairstyles.
Dumisani Hlophe, Chief Executive of Kunjalo Centre for Development
What is that
Research.
on your head?
And Chester missing. I wish you was
Bum
Chester
fluff.
gone. Thank you for watching. There'll be more controversy about State of the Nation, no doubt, tomorrow. Till then, good night, good luck, and I'm going to not kiss him on the head.
Whitefield.
Hey!